Alright, so I know what we're all thinking. Oh man, not another fanboy Boss Katana video. This isn't the case at all. I'm not a fanboy of these amps. I did like the originals, but they had some things about them that I didn't like. But I'm going to do something very different with this video. We're going to see what the out-of-box experience is like, because not everybody likes to hook up their amplifiers to a computer or download apps for it or anything like that. I want to see whether or not we can get some really great tones if you were to get one of these or go into a shop and plug in and see what the experience is like. And I'm also going to try this with a few different guitars as well. Firstly, a massive thanks to Sky Music here in Melbourne, Australia for letting me grab the first one that arrived. I really appreciate that. If you live in Australia, check them out. Links will be below. I'll also leave some Sweetwater links down in the description as well. If you live in the US, they help support the channel at no extra cost to you. So firstly, let's see how it sounds in the mix. Alright, so this video will be a little bit different to probably some of the others out there, and that's the whole idea. I'm going to choose some different guitars and also give you my first impressions of each of their channels soloed on their own. Now, I've already shot the intro track, and dialing in those particular sounds wasn't hard at all, but I'm going to go through a few different guitars and see what kind of tones we can get without having to hook it up to a computer. I'm not a huge fan of amps you have to plug into a computer and then fiddle through menus and get option paralysis, so I want to see whether or not someone could just buy this, plonk it on the ground and get some really great tones. So we're going to start clean with a little bit of delay, and we're on 100 watt mode over here as well, because clean with 100 watts is great. At certain times in this video, you're going to hear also a room microphone instead of just the close mic. Now the close mic on this is the Rode M3, and back about a meter or so is another Rode M3 microphone. So at different times of the video, I'll swap between the mics and you can hear how it sounds. So here we go, this is neck pickup on my PRS SE. Now, one thing I've noticed about this clean channel, I've got it cranked as well and it's staying nice and clean, but it's got a very sort of soft sound, and that's not a bad thing, by the way. It just sounds very soft, and that's just one of those feel things. When you play it, you probably know what I mean. It's got a really sort of pleasant top end. It's not too bright or sharp or doing anything, throwing out any frequencies that are too nasty or anything like that. So overall, that sounds pretty great. This is the room microphone. And back to the close mic. Cool. The actual delay sounds pretty wild as well. Let me know what you think of that. Over to the crunch channel, and one thing I wanted to find out was whether or not you had to re-EQ the amplifier every time you change channels. So all I've done now is I've switched it to the crunch channel and turned the delay off. Here we go, it's the neck pickup. Actually sounds a bit brighter, but nothing too extreme. This channel is voiced completely different to the clean channel. Let's try the room mic for a moment. And back to the close mic. Man, that delay, that's pretty cool. I'm actually kind of shocked how great that delay sounds built into the amp. Man, not bad. And now over to the lead channel of the amplifier, and all I've done is just switch the channel over, and I've just mixed up the delay just a little bit in terms of how prominent it is. Let's give this a shot on neck pickup. Here we go. What? Good God, that's loud. So, yeah, this thing's a brutal, loud monster. It sounds great though. Actually, I'll give you a little bit of the room mic just to show you how that sounds as well. Back to neck. Oh man. And over to the brown sound. We're going to start with this. We'll try a couple of different guitars for this particular sound. Now, I can't do any of that EVH stuff, so don't expect any of it. It's neck pickup. Man, that has got so much more gain and sustain and all that kind of thing. It's also a little bit brighter than the previous setting, but it's great to have all these different voicings. I actually think this sounds pretty great without even having to hook it up to a computer. I'm actually shocked how great it sounds without having to hook it up to the computer. So, very cool. And now I'm going to test out the brown channel on the amplifier and also click in the boost as well, or turn it on. This is the Dan Electro. We're going to start on the neck pickup, which is a single coil. Here we go. Let's turn the booster on. Put it at about 11 o'clock. Here we go. Man. Thanks for watching, folks. My name's Shane. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Now, I know there's a million different features on these amplifiers, including the power attenuation, all that kind of stuff. So just to let you know, in the intro clip, I had the amp running on the 50-watt setting, and throughout the video at the end, all of that review and demo section, it was all running at 100 watts, and it was brutally loud in here. So is this loud enough to gig with? Absolutely. I would have no hesitations taking something like this out. It feels plenty loud. In the room, it was blisteringly loud. So yeah, if you're gonna crank it up on 100 watt mode, put some earplugs in, you should be good to go. Now, what do I think about the plug and play functionality straight out of the box? Because that was the intention of this video. I think it actually sounded pretty great. Now, some of the settings to my ear sounded a little bit brighter than the next, just between switching channels, but that's normal when the voicing is completely different. But you can always save your favorite setting and all that kind of stuff, which I didn't get into any of that with this particular video. I want to see whether or not I could get a great sound on each channel just by plugging in and not having to hook it up to the computer. Kind of brings me to the downside of some of these amplifiers. I think that whole option paralysis thing is an absolute truth. If you have too many options, you tend to fiddle more with the options than actually just play. Not everyone will be like that, but I know from experience taking one of these old ones out and playing it live, I always felt like, oh man, I'd love to tweak something, but where's my laptop? You know, so now if I was to buy one of these amplifiers, I'd probably hook it up to the computer and fiddle around with it just for a little bit, but some of the tones I was getting out of this, I was really happy with. For the kind of music that I play, I would just leave it either on the lead or the crunch channel and just turn it to the amount of drive that I would like and use the volume control on my guitar to get it to clean up and to get it to respond. I love the digital delay on here, just straight from the front. I think it just sounded great. The boost was pretty cool too. So overall, given I didn't get into any of the internal functionality of this amplifier, and it wasn't the intention of this video, there'll be plenty of videos out there. This was my first impressions, and what was my first impressions? I really like it. I think it sounds great. It's way louder than I thought as well, which was a complete shock. I know it says 100 watts, but I forgot just how loud these amplifiers are. So yeah, I think most people would be pretty happy. If you're not a computer savvy person and you don't want to have to hook it up and all that kind of thing, you're definitely going to be able to get some really great tones out of this just straight out of the box. I think that's a pretty awesome thing as well. I have upgraded a lot of the effects and changed a lot of the effects on the inside of this as well, but that maybe will be a video down the track, but we'll see how we go. A massive thanks to Sky Music here in Melbourne, Australia for letting me borrow this. I really appreciate it. If you want to find out more about them, links will be below. There'll also be some links to Sweetwater down there as well. They help support the channel at no extra cost to you, so thank you so much if you choose to use those. Yeah, overall, I'm not a fanboy of the Boss Katanas, but I did enjoy this video. I'm not sure how I feel about wanting to own one or not just yet, but I know why a lot of people do like them. It's pretty clear, they sound great. Is this better than, say, something like a Fender Mustang GT200? Absolutely. It's way louder, it has a 3D sound, it sounds more like a regular amplifier. You get those 4 channels, or 5, I guess it is, including the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the acoustic channel, which I didn't do on this video, but you get 5 dedicated channels and then some effects you can lay over the top of those. So I think that's pretty cool. It sort of sets it apart from a lot of the other straight up digital modeling amplifiers. So let me know what you think of these. I know there's a lot of videos and a lot of hype around that. I just want to give you my 2 cents about it, some of the pros and cons as well. But yeah, for a guy like me who doesn't want to sit there and fiddle all day with an amp, it's great to be able to just get it out of the box and have a tone that works. And if you want to dive deeper, you can do that as well. So thanks again, catch you soon. See ya.